right. So this morning, what I'd like to do, there's a very sweet, this Lamrim year has a lot of very sweet little meditations in it. So we're going to do one today, which is by Lama Yeshe. It's just a little piece put together by Lama Yeshe about letting go of attachment to our body and to our things. So we'll do our usual, then I'm going to read it, and then we'll just practice a little bit of the meditation and just see how you like it. It's a little bit different to what we've been doing, but I just wanted to try this out and take myself off there. Okay, good. All right. Okay, so let's just settle into our meditation posture. And if you are sitting at a desk with your feet down, make sure you're in a parallel position, perhaps with your feet slightly raised, knees parallel. And your hips should be, or your sits bones should be sitting on something quite firm and a little bit raised. Anywhere between 2-4 inches. This really does help relax the knees, the hips, and align the spine. So your hands are in the meditation mudra, right hand nestled in the left, with the thumbs touching. And just imagine your spine is a string of pearls of light, stretching from the base all the way up through the crown of the head and beyond. Imagine the crown of your head is reaching towards the ceiling, the sky. And just imagine someone is lengthening your spine very gently, stretching. So you're not forcing yourself to sit up straight, you're just very gently lengthening all those tiny muscles in the back of the spine, the neck. Now the head is also slightly tipped forward, so you want a little bit of length in the back of the neck. If your chin is tipped upwards, apparently it creates agitation in the mind. If your chin is too far forward, you're just going to want to go back to sleep, and it makes the mind dull. Tip of the tongue is on the roof of the mouth, and relax the jaw. And let's just bring our mind or our awareness to the crown of the head and relax the scalp and the forehead and the eyes, the nose, the cheeks, the area around the mouth. And bring your attention to the back of the head, particularly the base of the skull where the occipital bone is. And relax that area there. We hold a lot of tension at that point. And then just notice as you're relaxing your skull, your scalp, how your face just continues to relax and release. Now just imagine you have a little torch with a nice warm light, and you're shining that into your ear, the ear canal. And as you do that, the inner ear relaxes, the eardrum, your jaw, back of the tongue, and relax your temples. And release the back of the neck, any tension you have there, your shoulders, and in between the shoulder blades. And the shoulder blades, just drop them down. Relax your throat, chest, belly, limbs, hands, fingers, feet and toes, and bring the mind to the breath. Noticing the sensation of the air as you're inhaling. It will be slightly cooler than the air you're exhaling. If there are any sounds in your external environment, just allow those sounds to be there, and maybe notice what is it your mind is either attracted to in terms of sound or tries to push away. So maybe you can hear street sounds outside your home. Perhaps there is somebody in your house, a pet, other people. And try not to engage with the sound, just allow the sound to be there, notice it, and then let it fade back into the background as you refocus your attention on the breath. Now look at the mind, what's arising, abiding, falling, and just watch your thoughts, your emotions, your feelings, and try not to get involved or engaged. And I heard a little video, Mingyur Rinpoche was saying, if you are in your thoughts, you're not free from them. So it's almost like if you're in the river, you're not free from the river, but if you're sitting on the bank of the river and you're watching the river flow by, you're free from the river. So allow your thoughts to flow in a river of mental moments. And bring the mind back to the breath. So let's bring to mind all the people of our life. The ones we love, our spouses, our friends, our children. People who support us, take care of us, who we take care of. And then there's our, well, they're not enemies always, but there's sometimes people who irritate us. We push them away, we reject them. We wish they weren't there. And then there are those strangers, those people in our life. They just briefly move in and out of our lives. That's the person we notice in front of us as we're lining up to pay for our groceries. Person in the car, in the traffic next to us. Maybe you're on some form of public transport and you see people at the train station as you're moving past. There are strangers. And what's interesting is that anyone from any of these three groups of people could change place at any time in your life. And you may have had an experience where this happens. And all these three groups of people are all equal. Even though we mainly support, favour our loved ones, we only see the good qualities in them. They're all deserving of our equal concern because they all have this wish to be happy and are very often not able to find true satisfaction. They all wish to be free from suffering and problems, quite often are running into them. And they all have this unbelievable capacity for this enlightened mind. So I think we'll be doing this little meditation today for the benefit of all the people of our life. And I think there's a lot of fires down there in northern New Mexico. So think of all the people and the animals affected by those fires, also in Arizona. And we can think of all the people caught up in the war in Ukraine, all the different countries involved now, the politicians hoping they're making the right decisions about this and that. To bring the mind back to the breath. And we're doing this meditation for ourselves as we're moving along our path towards enlightenment, slowly, slowly, step by step. So we'll just do 9-round breathing. So just start by breathing in through the right nostril. You can block off the left nostril with your right finger if you wish. You can breathe in for about a count of 4 or 3, blissful, radiant white light. Then pause at the top of the breath, and then move the finger over and breathe out through the left nostril. All your attachment energy, grasping, neediness, wanting things, hanging on to things. If you're lacking generosity, if you're afraid to give things away, to be generous. Or your anxiety, unhealthy desire. And you breathe this out as thick black yucky smoke, and it disappears into space. And you do that 3 times. Then now breathe in through the left, blissful radiant white light, pausing at the top of the breath, and breathe out through the right, all your anger, depression, wishing to harm, jealousy, bitterness, grudges, disappointments. And you breathe that out as thick black yucky smoke, and it disappears into space. You do that 3 times. And then breathe in through both nostrils. Nice, steady breath. Pausing at the top of the breath, and then as you breathe out, imagine you're just breathing out all your ignorance energy. And this is ignorance of the way things truly exist. Ignorance of cause and effect, of karma, an understanding of that. And do that 3 times. So we'll do 3 sets of 3 in our own time. And when you're finished, just bring your mind back to the breath. And just feel. Just notice whether you're feeling the same as when we started or different. So Lama Yeshe says, the energy of attachment and selfishness is like a needle in our heart. And when we release it, we feel incredible joy. Tibetan Lamas have a special mind training technique for releasing attachment and the self-cherishing thought, where we transform our body into thousands, millions, and billions of bodies and give them to all sentient beings. We transform our body into beautiful things, not horrible, ugly things that we don't want, and we give them to all sentient beings. We do this because at the moment we cling to our body with tremendously powerful attachment energy. Giving it away to others begins to break that down. Not only do we give our body to others, we now meditate on giving them all our possessions. Our house transforms into thousands of houses. The food in our refrigerator multiplies thousands of times, and so forth with all our other enjoyments. We send all this out to all sentient beings with much compassion, realizing that all beings are equal in wanting happiness and not desiring suffering, but always act out of ignorance and therefore have to constantly experience suffering, confusion, and dissatisfaction. This kind of meditation is not a joke or something funny, it's useful. Prior to practicing it, our attachment might make us feel unhappy when we're giving someone even 1 cent or 1 penny. But through training our mind, we can slowly reach the point where we give things away with much joy and pleasure. This is experience. I'm not saying it's my experience, but there are many people whose it is, in both the East and the West. So it's something we too need to gain, the ability to happily give away our body and all our material possessions. So we'll just do a couple of brief meditations. So let's just practice it, see what Lama Yeshe is talking about. So the first one is, we're undermining attachment, so we transform our body into beautiful gifts for others. So let's just try that for a minute or two. And you're transforming your body into millions and billions of bodies. Now imagine all your enjoyments, all your possessions, your house, all the beautiful healthy food in your fridge, your car, if you have a car or a bike, whatever you have that's nice, valuable, gives you pleasure or joy. Maybe it's your coffee maker. Multiply that into thousands and millions. And imagine giving them away with joy and happiness, without attachment. Perhaps you're also happily giving things away to the person you don't like very much. This is a gradual training in how to give things away with great joy and pleasure, without attachment or grasping. Okay, well done everyone. Thank you so much. So let's just dedicate all the energy that we have created this morning, creative energy, send it out to all the beings of your life. Particularly think of all the people in Ukraine, and all those people are somehow engaged in all those fires down there in northern New Mexico and Arizona. Lots of love, everybody, and for ourselves as we move along our spiritual path. Okay, take care.
Thank you
Lots of
very much.
love, and good luck, Coral, with moving your cows.